Good afternoon folks, and welcome. This is just a video just to show you what I've recently got. I'm not going to do, this is not a repair video by the way, this is just a video to show you these which I recently purchased from eBay, and I gave £90 including postage for these. What they are is a York MS837PA stereo preamplifier, and the other one is an MS837MA stereo power amplifier. And I watched a video, and we're going to open these up and have a look. I've already tested them, they work fine. And believe it or not folks, I'll show you the fronts. They're actually pretty much mint condition on the fronts. They're in lovely nick. And all these switches here, these are all made out of metal. These buttons, everything's all metal, there's no plastic. And I'll tell you why I'm making a point of that in a few minutes. And you've got your inputs on the back for your tape, your auxiliary tuner and phono. And the amplifier, I mean, you pick the preamp up, it weighs nothing, but the amplifier, god man, that weighs something. And there's the amplifier, the actual power amp. And you know, this does actually work, it's been tested. And I couldn't believe no crackly switches or dodgy buttons. Absolutely spot on. Whether it was done before I got it or whether it's just made incredibly well, I do not know. But I watched a video. We'll open the power amp first, which I would imagine is just these two screws here, and then it just looks like it slides out. See how right I am. Basically, that's been opened. Now I haven't opened these folks, but that's been opened because that is too loose. But it does work, so it might have been serviced. But it didn't say whether it had been serviced, it just said works well, and that's true, it does. I bought it because I wanted a preamp for my digital jukebox. I'm not really bothered about the power amp. But it does, it slides off. But sliding it off is easier said than done. But it does. There we go. See, I'm interested. It's got fuses in it. And I'm interested folks, because I want to see what the power amplifier is in this. It's a chip, that I do know. I know it's a chip because I can see the pins. But I didn't expect. I don't expect it to be anything else in this. I expect a chip. This kind of thing. Well, we're well protected. And then fuses out a bit of amplifier. Under that big heatsink there folks is your output, which is probably one of STK efforts. Let's see if we can get this bottom cover off here, and we'll see if it is an STK. See, this is all undone. I've got a feeling that somebody's serviced this and not tightened the screws up, because these screws are all loose. Look at that. I'm not even having to work at this. So somebody at some point has had this apart. But it's working, so I'm not going to quibble, and it might have been serviced. Because there's no crackly switches. There we are. Let's have a look. I'm just looking around that chip there, because that's where you get dry joints. I mean, and that's your power amp, that one board. You got main transformer here. I mean, that's what do you call it there? That's Just checking these caps, they feel okay. I'm not even going to recap this because there's no hums or anything on it. And the only thing it doesn't tell me, I'll have to find out, is what impedance speakers you use with it. I have to assume you can use any, but I don't like assuming. I like to know for certain. That circuit board's a bit bold, but it doesn't matter because it works. I'm not happy at that. I'm not happy at that sort of circuit board being like that. No, definitely not. But that looks like it could short on the bottom of the case, you know. That looks like it could short on the bottom of the case. And it goes that way. I mean, I don't think it can, because it's not touching the bottom, but I don't like that. Don't like the way that board's bent. Yeah, that's probably heat that's done that. Let's just have a look, see if we can push it down a bit. Yeah, that's got it. It's not as bad. Let's have a look at where the pins are. But this is your, what do you call it, folks? This is all that's in it. This is your power amp. I mean, what I'll do, I'll actually put a piece of plastic across there anyway, because... Oh, there is one, look. There is one. Yeah, there's a piece of plastic in there to stop it shorting. So somebody's obviously thought of that. Yeah, because look, the pins touch that. So there's obviously somebody's obviously thought of that. Put a piece of plastic in. So yeah, that's already been dealt with. So although I thought of it, somebody else thought of it first. But I've tried this, folks, and it sounds absolutely lovely. You know, it's a nice amp. And all the switches, they're all made of metal. They're not plastic. They're all metal. All them switch cut tops are all metal, folks. And or at least I believe they are. I'm going to find out for certain in a minute. And I'm going to pull one off and have a really good look. But on the preamp, they certainly are, I'm certain of it. But the knobs, the rotary controls, definitely certainly are. But to be honest, folks, I'm happy. Oh, I didn't look at one number. The chip. Oh, I can't see it, can I? But oh no, I can't see it because it's under there. Because I was going to look at what number the chip was, but I can't see it because it's out of the way. So it'd be an STK or something like that. Integrated power amplifier. You know, integrated circuit. But I think this might have been serviced and checked out before it was sent, because like I say, there's no crackly switches or anything. Everything's really smooth and nice. We'll find out. We'll have a look in the preamp in a minute, folks. Just put the power amp back together. Make sure we're tight, which we are. What I should have done was left it a bit loose. That way it might have been easier to slide the top back on. Right, let's get the top on. Because at the moment we're topless. Right. I'll tell you what, that went on the damn sight easier than what it came off. But you all know this because you're all watching, and most people who know me don't edit. No, I don't edit my videos. Don't see the point of editing them. You know. get on with it and get it done. Rather than having to piss about editing. Right, well that's the power amp, and I don't think they're metal actually, I think they're plastic. But even so, you know, you have an headphone socket on there, but that can be used as a pardon me, that can be used as a nice standalone little power amp if you don't want to use that with it, which I don't. I probably will put longer cables on though. There's not much of a power lead on them. So we'll put the power amp out of the way, you've seen that. I'm going to get to my point in a minute. This is the preamp, this is the bit I was interested in, and the main reason why I bought the units. No, these buttons are plastic. Yeah, they're plastic. I thought they were metal, they're not, they're plastic folks. But these ones here, you can tell they're cold. They are metal. Let's just pull one off. Yeah, metal with plastic in, yeah, with plastic inserts. Metal. As I thought. Anyway, this is the preamp, and it comes apart the same as the power amp. So let's see what we've got in here. Where's my screwy gone? Screwy! Where's my goddamn screwdriver? I've just put my screwdriver down. I've put it down and it's rolled off, so oh there it is, it's fell on the floor. Yeah, I have to apologise for the creaking folks. The creaking's not there. You know, you might think that the creaking's caused by the chair, but it's not, that's my old bones. And yeah, this has been serviced. Yeah, because they're loose. It's been serviced this. But then again, I'm not complaining. It doesn't say on the listing that it was serviced. I thought it was something I was going to have to do myself, but you know, it's rather nice to know that somebody, and it was well packed this as well. I'll get to my point in a minute. I'll get to my point in a minute, folks. Just get this out of here. Now, I think that this is pretty well made. It's sturdy. That's a bit loose, but we'll get the... But then again, it will be. Them screws there are loose. Them faceplate. Let's slacken these off. Oh, can't get that one undone. That one has. That one has. And that one has. Now let's see if I can just... See, I want to get in here because I want to see what this is like. The faceplate is loose. Yeah. Oh, that one don't want to come out. Oh, that don't want to come out, that folks. Wow. That is tight. But we'll get it off. We've got the other one off with the bottom all undone, with the bottom all in place. There we go. We're making progress. I don't want to wreck it though, because there we go. There we are. Yeah. And that, and this, Keep it in mind, folks, that this was made in the 80s or the late 70s. I can't smell switch cleaner, but then again it might have evaporated. And I don't expect to find too many fuses in this. I expect to find a bit of protection, and that's probably about it. We got that apart. Finally, it took some doing, didn't it, folks? But we're in. Right. Well, we are switched at the transformer here, which is what we want. And that fly's doing my head in. We are switched at the transformer, so it's not a case of, you know, only has a little transformer in it, that's all it needs. It's not doing anything dramatic. Some 100 ohm resistors on this DIN socket. There's a lot of 100 ohm resistors in this. Jesus, man. Right. But I actually think that this there's a lot of capacitors. I'm just going to have a feel round the bridge recce there. I'm going to have a feel round. There'll be filters. I'm just having a feel for anything that's bulgy. And you've got a notched volume controls. You've got like a gear on the back there. I'll tell you what this actually has, folks. This is the preamplifier, as you are well aware. I will tell you what it actually has. It has your on off, loudness, your volume, balance, treble, bass, tape source, tape monitor rather. Then you got auxiliary, tuner, or phono, or the record player, or gramophone as we call it in the UK. And let's tighten this front down. But that's as tight as that goes. And we've got a little LED there, tell you that the power's on. And to be honest, folks, the IC there, that IC will be for the phono preamp. I'm absolutely certain of it. I wouldn't know before checking that, but I bet me money. I bet me money that that's what that's for. Basically, because it's in this little area here, and this is separated here. You got a gap along here, so I reckon that could be the phono preamp. It could be, but there again, I could be wrong. But you never know. I won't know unless I've got a circuit for it, but I'm not going to that trouble. Don't need the circuit, the damn thing works and works well. I've already tried it on my jukebox and it works nice, it sounds good. It's not a bad product, and you're wondering, aren't you, when I'm going to get to the point? I'm going to do it now. There's a user called Radio TV Phono Nut, and a few weeks ago I was watching one of his videos, and don't quote me because I might have my information wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Basically, he said that York was rubbish, and he described it as dollar store crap, dollar store junk. He described it as. I find it hard to believe, but before I go any further, did he say York or did he say Yorks? Because I know there is a Yorks and they are rubbish, but If you said York, then I have to disagree, because I've run this yesterday and I've run it again today, and it sounds, you know, I'm not going to keep it in bits. I'll give you a quick look. I'm not going to take the bottom off and have a look under there because there's nothing to see. But that's basically, and there's your front. And, you know, you can't go wrong. Simple, effective, it does the job, and all round I think it's a brilliant unit. For the price, for what I paid for it, I think it's a brilliant unit. I don't know how much it was when it was new, but it was more than what I gave for it. I mean, it's got metal knobs. All the rotary controls are metal. I mean, they're probably worth $1 each. They're probably worth £1 each for the knobs alone. Now we'll see if we can get it back together now, folks. You saw the struggle I had getting it apart, but you also saw the struggle I had with the power amp getting it apart, but it still went back together. Are we ready? I'll tell you what. They say it's harder to get. They say it's harder to get together. It bloody ain't. That went together nice and easy, and I am really happy with this. I mean, it sounds nice. It's got a good bass. In fact, I have to turn the bass down because I use a valve amp, which I rebuilt in my digital jukebox. I use a valve amp, 25 watts per channel valve amp from a 1965 Row AMI Diplomat jukebox. That's what I use for that particular application, and I find it does well. And I was using, but there's no preamp on that, I was using a Studio Master mixer, one of the flat ones that has the front facing controls. It's a CX105 or something. A CX5 or C5X or something daft. But it's a good mixer, but it's not hi-fi, it's PA, and I fancied a touch of hi-fi, and I like the look of this when I seen it, so I went for it. And Dollar Store, sorry, I think your name's Brian, isn't it, if you watch my videos? You're wrong, mate, absolutely wrong. If you meant York, then you're absolutely wrong, because these are not made in Taiwan, they're made in Japan, which, yeah, it could be argued, but they're not that far away from each other, granted. I'll accept that, but York and Yorks are two separate items, two separate companies. I mean, York don't actually make anything. I don't know who made these for York, but whoever made them, because I've had CB radios made by that I've had York been branded as York, and they were made. They actually had Cybernet circuit boards in them, and so they were made. So basically, they were made by Cybernet. But I don't know who made these. But whoever made them, I mean, look at that, brushed aluminium knobs. You know, brushed aluminium knobs for £90. 90 of my pounds. I gave 90 of my hard-earned pounds for this, and I think it's absolutely fabulous, and I like the sound, and I'm not going to let you hear it, because you wouldn't really hear it. You'd just hear, I mean, you might have a crappy, you might have a set of crappy tin pot, you know, PC speakers, and you know, that sound like shit generally, because they probably are shit. Or then again, you might have a great system, like many people do have, you know, or you might have a good television that you use as a monitor like I have, and it produces really good sound for your videos and stuff and whatever you put through it. But you know, at the end of the day, to hear it, you'll have to get one, I'm afraid. Because I'm not going to make a video of it playing. I don't need to, I know what it sounds like. And it sounds absolutely fab. Really brilliant. Anyway, folks, shut up! I'm making a video. Anyway, I've got a few new toys to play with, a few new tools. I'll speak more about them. I've got my Variac, I think I've mentioned. I've got my cheap Chinese solder sucker. I don't know what it's like yet. Probably crap. My Subway napkins. Oi! Stop it! You're back at nothing. And I've also got my new soldering station, which I'll show you. I'll show you this on the next repair. The next repair video I do, folks, I'll show you my new soldering station and my new heat gun, and we can take a good look at that, and we can also find out whether my solder sucker works. Anyway, yeah, you know, but that's it. And look at that, we're in the UK. It's got an Australian or US or whatever. It's a US one, isn't it? It's got a US plug on it, so I'm gonna have to cut that off and put a UK spec plug on it, which is stupid, because if it's aimed for the UK, yeah, it shows you how old this is. Look, folks, before I go, see this plug now. This is a UK plug, but it's incorrectly wired. I have to rewire that. The wires are not. Just have a look at something, because I've had this on, and to be honest with you, it could be pretty unnerving. Because I never checked the plug. I bet I might even find silver paper around the fuse. I think we're one of the few places in the world. I mean, a lot of people make fun of our plug, but I think our plug's brilliant. It's one of the safest. Oh look, it's got the correct fuse. It's got a 3 amp, but the wires are not underneath the cord grip, and I don't like that. So what I'm going to do, folks, I'm going to rewire the plug now. As it's on my head, might as well do it. And it's sorted. And this is me wiring a plug. Yeah, and bring that out. There we go. That neutral could do with being good tucked under a bit better. Can I push it? Hang on. Not happy with that neutral. The live's okay. The live's nicely in. I'm just not happy with that neutral. Or earth. Or ground. Look at that. Still got the solder on the tip. From when it was new. So this plug would probably put on. Snip that out a bit. Oh, I said I was happy with the live. Look at that, it's just dropped out. How about that, eh, folks? I told you, you see all of my videos, you don't see any. You know, I don't mess about. Look at that, the live was even undone. And I didn't undo that, it was already undone. So how about that one, eh? And yeah, how about that? The live was already undone and the neutral was very badly done. But no problem. Push that back in. And that's a Varta fuse, and I've not done Varta fuses that I know of for quite a long time. Yeah, most fuses I tend to come across are Wilex. Mind you, I've not seen a Wilex fuse for a while. I think I've got some, not a new one anyway. I think I've got some in my drawer. But but we're having a bit of a palaver. Yeah, I was listening to the radio this morning, folks, and apparently some criminals, a gang of criminals hijacked a lorry load of Viagra. The police say they're looking for 4 hardened gangsters. Yeah, okay, I didn't think it was that funny either, but still, never mind. You've got to laugh, haven't you? Or in this case, you haven't. It's a load of shit, really, folks. It's a load of shit. Yeah. Like he says in the like he says in that song that in Monty Python's Life of Brian, always look on the bright side of life. You know, you come from nothing, you go to nothing. What have you lost? Fucking nothing. You've lost nothing. You come from nothing, you go to nothing. You've lost nothing. And that's true. And I'm wiring up a plug, and at the same time I'm chatting complete and total gibberish. But I don't care, and do you know why I don't care? Because I'm me, and I couldn't care fucking less. I couldn't give a shit. I'm just sat here wiring up this plug, which this plug doesn't even meet regulations anymore, and the reason why, there you go, folks, sorted. And the reason why it doesn't meet regulations, ooh, yeah, drop the top there, it fits on lovely, that is, I'll show you why in a second if you haven't already spotted it. But on the UK plugs now, and they have been for the last 25 years or so, maybe longer even, they've had to have black bits here, insulators, from there to the end of the plug. But so when if you put your finger in, you won't get a shock. But you know you're not going to be stupid. I mean, who's going to be stupid enough to pull the plug out? I mean, they give you something there, so you put your hand on it there and you can pull it out. So, you know, who's going to be stupid to touch the pins? You've got to be a complete idiot. Having said that, I did do it once when I was a kid. But there again, once you've done it once, you never do it again. Anyway, I'll check the plug on the other pieces, fine equipment. But like I say, Brian, if he means York, I think he's dead wrong, honestly. I really, really do. And I do like Brian's videos. I watch a lot of them. Radio, TV, phone, not that is. I think he's actually called Brian. I could be wrong, but you know, but nice guy. Explains everything well. Very professional in what he does. You know, I agree with him a lot of the times, and something just told me that he was wrong about York, because I've had York stuff in the past. Never had anything hi-fi, but it's always been radio related, CBs. That kind of idea, but I just think he's wrong, and you know, he's more than happy to come on and leave a comment. I don't mind. Anyone is. You know, if you think what I've paid £90 for is a bag of shit, then say so. I don't think it is, because I've had this on and I know how well it sounds. Anyway, folks, I'm babbling and I'm tired because I've got home from work, been home from work for hours, and I've not had a chance to go to sleep yet, and I'm absolutely tired and I want to go to sleep, and I don't want to wake up for 25 years. I'm going to have a bit of lunch and get in bed. I fancy a nightmare, so I might have cheese. Anyway, you all take care and have fun and enjoy the video. And like I say, folks, thank you very much for watching, and more to come later. Bye for now.